Okay.
She gave me a lot of wise advice with regard to the retreats to girls. So when I had to give retreats, as I had to give many other convents, her advice was very, very useful to me. So during that retreat, it came to they had a box for questions, and she said, you must have the key of the box and show them that you've got the key and you lock the box. So they put in the questions and that you have the key and you will open the box and you will get the questions. The sisters will not see the questions, you see. So I did that and everything went off very, very successfully. So I went to another convent, Sutton Convent, Dominicans likewise, giving a retreat to the sixth years, the senior girls, 6 years. And then the sister in charge came to me and she said that the 5th years also want to have a question box, to have their questions answered. But I said, that's ridiculous. They may have a retreat next year, and the priest who's giving the retreat next year, he can answer the questions. But she says they're very, very insistent. Well, I said, okay. Then she came back, and the 4th years wanted, I said, this is becoming ridiculous. And then the 5th years had a question box. So she told me that in the 5th years there was a troublemaker. She was an American girl from New York, and she was organizing all this. And they said that they didn't want to have a question box, that they wanted to ask the questions. So I came in and I sat down. Well, I said, I congratulate you. I've been told by the sister that you don't want a question box. The others, I said, the 6 years, they have a question box, but you said you've got beyond that. You're more mature. You don't want a question box. You prefer to ask your questions directly. I said, congratulations. Because, you know, with the question box, you know, the questions they ask, you know, all the questions about dating and how far can we go and this and what kissing and different things. So I began all the questions that always appear in the question box. And I would say all these things, and I was answering them all, you see, go along and see. And then I said, but you're different, you prefer to ask me the questions yourself. So I looked around and I was able to identify the New York girl from the description I had received. Now I said, you, for example, you can ask the first question. And she said, but you have answered all our questions. I said, wasn't I very naughty? So I got up and said, goodbye now, I got up and walked out. So that was that. So then a strange thing happened. A girl, the 4th year, came in to me. I was having my lunch. And this girl comes in and she said that she was sent in by the sister. And she said to me, the sister told her to come and talk to me. I said, very well. I said, so what do you want to say? So she said, she was about a 14-year-old. She said, I want to know where babies come from. So this, in the middle of it, I was putting something into my mouth, you see, where do babies come from? Well, now I said, isn't that a question that you'd like to ask your mummy? I mean, I said she would be better able to explain that to you. Well, I did ask my mummy. And what did she say? She said to ask my auntie. My auntie is a nurse. And to ask my aunties. So I asked auntie, and I said, what did your auntie say? she told me to ask the sisters, one of the sisters in the convent. So she asked the sister in her class, and I said, what did she say? She said to come and ask you. So I said, very well, you sit there for a moment while I finish my meal. I said, I don't like being interrupted at my meal. So I sat there, so I began then and collect my thoughts to put it in the best way I could.
Now, what year was this, roughly?
What year was this? I was a priest. I suppose this would have been during the Second World War, I think. Yes, it would be during the Second World War. So I began to explain about marriage and husband or wife and to express the love and all that. So she was listening there with great attention, you know, and all that. So I explained it all quietly and nicely. And then to she, but you see, it's lovely. It's lovely, says she, it's lovely. And why didn't the others tell me? Oh, I said, I don't know, I said, but anyway, now that you know, I said, off you go, I said, and you can tell your mummy that you understand it all now.
So you included, like, the physical, sexual?
Oh, I explained it in my own way. I'm accustomed to teaching, and I had no difficulty explaining. I don't propose to go through the whole thing again here now.
No.
But I did it in a very simple way, you know, and I mean, a kind of mystery, you know, this is how God worked the whole thing out, you know. And she was kind of, she was all attention. And then, that's lovely, she. No, she went very, very happy.